Welcome to Grandpa Hill's Stories. I am Grandpa Hill. For my children, my grandchildren, and all children, what you're about to hear really happened to me. I'm sitting here with 3 of my grandchildren, and I'm going to tell the story about my first time trout fishing. This took place on the very last day of my vacation at Grandma and Grandpa Bonzi. That would be like your dad's great-grandma and great-grandpa. Okay, so we are at their place in Northport, Michigan, which is like a little farm. Had all those big hills that we could go sledding on and things like that. I was going to get to go fishing for brook trout in a pond. It was the last day because my mom and dad were coming to pick me up. It was my first vacation ever with no mommy and daddy there. Just me and my grandma and grandpa and some of my cousins that would come and visit. I had lots of cousins, about 31 of them. That's a lot of cousins.
You have a lot of cousins.
Yes, you have a lot of cousins too.
Yeah!
My grandmother took me to the pond. It was in town. It's on the edge of town. It has that same little stream came out of that pond that I caught the sucker fish in with Uncle Jerry. Same little stream. But this is where the water came from to make the stream in town. This little pond. And what do you think I saw when I got to the pond? I looked out there and it looked terrible. It was all weeds except for one spot in the middle. The spot in the middle was about as big as this area between the couches here. In that one sandy, clean spot out there in the pond, surrounded by weeds all the way around, I could see fish, brook trout, at the edge of the weeds, looking into the sandy spot, all looking, all still, as though they were waiting for something to eat. I said, this is going to be exciting. So I got my worm ready in the bobber at the right length, about 18 inches, because it's only a very shallow pond, just 3 feet. At the most, it was 3 feet deep. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to throw my line in. Okay, so I get ready. I'm all set. I reach back and I go, and I'm waiting for my bobber. I want to land it right there in the middle of that spot. Where do you think it landed?
In the gill.
No, it landed in the tree up above my head.
Yeah. I had that problem.
Yeah, so this bobber was gone. I couldn't get up to the tree. Tried to cut that off, get another bobber, get another worm, and get all set. But from then on, I cast sideways. So I'd cast sideways out, go out into the middle.
That's hard,
and then
though.
In the beginning, I'd go out in the middle, and there'd be a couple fish, and they kind of come out of the weeds a little bit. And then a couple more fish, and a couple more fish, and then 5 or 10 more fish, and then there'd be like about 50 or 60 fish all around my worm looking at it. It was like something you read in a storybook, like they're all waiting to get that worm. And I said, I don't want that because I get little fish and big fish. They're all mixed up. They're all looking at it. So I would jerk my pull a little bit, and it would make the little fish would run away. And the big fish were left. And then I'd start to pull it in, and then the big fish would jump again. And then that's what happened. On the second cast, I threw it in, and I had a fish. My first trout I ever caught was a brook trout.
How big?
Not very big. Brook trouts run kind of small, like about 7, 8 inches, something like that. Not very long. So I get ready, and I cast again. Do my reel thing and all that. I catch again. I cast again. I catch again. I cast again. Every cast, I caught a fish. And I cast, and I caught, and I cast, and I caught.
Yeah, that's like cheating.
It's not cheating.
In Uncle John's Paw, you just throw and you wait for like half a second, and then you reel.
So, Now I've been casting and catching, casting and catching, and I have a stringer full of fish. I have to walk back home 2 miles. I'm so proud to show these fish to Grandma and Grandpa. And then I remember my mom and dad are coming. So they're not there yet. And I talk it over with Grandma and Grandpa. And Grandma says she'll clean the fish and I can go back. And she can't take me back because she's going to be working on dinner. So I have to walk the 2 miles back. And I get out my fishing tackle. And I'm really excited to get a lot more fish. I make my cast. And I wait. The fish are just a few fish out there. They don't bite. I have to cast again. No bite. I have to replace the worm. No bite. Then after a while, I'd cast. There were no fish. Couldn't see anything. I was there for like 2 hours trying to catch another brook trout. I gave up. Okay, I quit. I walked back home.
Was it getting warmer?
Yeah, I think it was because it was too warm. But when it started to cool off in the afternoon just a little bit, I was tired. I just went home. So I walked the 2 miles back home. And it's getting close to be dinner time. And I'm really looking forward to my first brook trout dinner ever in my life. And when I got home, I found out that my mom and my dad and my grandma Bonzi and my grandpa Bonzi had a very nice brook trout dinner. There wasn't a single brook trout left for me. Not a one. So to this day, I have never had a brook trout. I have never caught another brook trout, and I've never eaten a brook trout ever.
Really?
And that's the end of my story.
Wow, Grandpa really had a good time fishing.
Yeah, I guess fishing is fun when you're not being used for bait.
Oh, Gorf, Grandpa would never use you for bait.
That's good. Marshmallow, have you ever eaten brook trout?
Yeah, lots of times.
Did you have to cast sideways at the pond?
Oh, Gorf, I go fishing with my pods, and I do better in brooks and streams.
Marshmallow?
Yes?
Do you think Grandpa was upset with his mom and dad, and Grandma and Grandpa Bonzi for eating all the brook trout?
Oh, no. He was happy and proud to have provided a fish for them. He was growing up. He was still happy even without any brook trout. Besides, if he had been upset, that would have made everyone else less happy with the day and the delicious dinner.
Really? He wasn't upset at all?
I don't think so. At least the way he remembers it. And all his stories are as true as he can remember.
Yes, they really happened, didn't they?
You got it, Gorf. Maybe you are growing up too. A little.
Hey!